Do you ever wonder why KSI keeps covering his hairline with a bandana, even though he knows he's balding, but he refuses to fix it? This is actually one of the biggest mistakes you don't want to make when it comes to hair loss, is covering your hairline just for you to be comforted momentarily, even though you know that's not a permanent solution. Early detection and signs of hair loss is very critical when it comes to balding, and if you want to be able to keep your hair and regrow those follicles that have fallen out, you need to start taking these steps. You need to find out the root cause of what's causing your hair loss, whether that would be with stress, male pattern baldness that runs in your family, or a nutrient deficient problem, or even a scalp condition. Taking a look at the Norwood scale, if you're about at a 3 or 4, chances are your follicles could regrow, but then if you're at a 5 or 6 or even 7, then unfortunately you're most likely going to have to consider a hair transplant. Now, the majority of people think that hair transplants are going to be their one and done solution, but that's not the case. Because hair transplants comes with a lot of risk, and it shouldn't be taken unless you're absolutely bald and you have no more follicles on top of your head. Because with hair transplants, there's a lot of risk that comes with it, especially when it comes to your scalp, and a lot of financial risk as well, because most likely your first time getting a hair transplant is not going to be the last one. That's the reason why I started including into my practice for people who only deal with thinning hair is to try something like the Spectral DNC with 5% minoxidil. The goal we want is for our papillas to work with our follicles, creating a lot stronger hair structures around the thinning areas that are showing signs of balding so they can last longer. About a few months back, I had a young client come in and he was about 21 years old, very self-conscious of his receding hairline, and his hairline went up about an inch, and he told me he wanted to get a hair transplant, but I told him not to take that risk because it wasn't necessary yet, and I told him to try out using the Spectral DNC for at least a month consistently before coming back to me. I told him to spray this on 3 times in the morning and 3 times at night and rub it in for it to do the work. He came back for a follow-up the other day, and the amount of progress that I seen on his hairline, like especially where he was thinning, got me to a point where I didn't even think he needed this at all. So if you're balding or you notice any signs of a receding hairline, I'm telling you, try out the spray. I'll leave you a link so you can get one too.